I've always loved that chord progression, A1, flat 3, 4, all major chords, and that in combination with downstrokes, Now let's get straight to the matter. I wrote a piece of music which I call No Escape. You heard me play it in the beginning, and you'll see when you play it yourself, there is no escaping from that chord progression, kind of like sucks you in. My name is Florian. I've been teaching since 2007, and I help beginners to become late intermediate players so that they can easily pick up any guitar and simply play without ever feeling the need to stop. Check me out on highguitar.com, and we too, let's have a look at the music, shall we? You can download the tabs for that for free down below. There are also the action steps you need to take in order to learn it, my estimation of how difficult it is, how much time it might take you. So there's a ton of value down there. Don't miss out on checking out the description. And I suggest for that piece of music that we go chord by chord, because it is about a chord progression, although we don't play the chords as such. So I start with playing the low E string as our bass reference note. And on top of that, I play the E major pentatonic. And right here, there are two technical things in there. So there's a slide from the 4th to the 6th fret. And it needs to feel like you kind of like start to slide and pick the note at the same time. And here on the 5th fret, you have vibrato, which you achieve by kind of like bending the string up and letting it fall down. It comes rather from the wrist than from your fingers. And then you go down the pentatonic, or at least a bit of the pentatonic. And then the second phrase starts the same, and then here it's a hammer on from the 4th to the 6th fret, which you do by playing the 4th fret and then sharply hitting the string again with your ring finger only. Don't pick it again. And this note here, the D string, you can instantly hear goes out of that E major sound. It's the first note bringing you to a different chord, and that different chord is a G major. And here again, for that second chord, for that G, we don't play the entire chord as such, but we outline the chord by playing the right notes. So we play that bass note here, that G, 3rd fret E string, followed by the D and G string, a double stop, and again, it's all downstrokes. And don't worry that much about how many strings you play. It sounds fine when you hit the B string accidentally. It sounds fine when you just hit the D string instead of 2 strings. It wouldn't sound fine if you hit the A string, and that's why I keep my middle finger flat here so that this string is blocked the second from the top. So even if I hit like 4 or 5 strings, it would sound okay. But I aim for the D and G string. And I do a hammer on again, so I hit the D and G string, and then sharply, shortly after, I hit the D string with my index finger for that hammer on. Which brings us to the next chord, an A major. And that last chord here we really want to play as a chord, and therefore I have my thumb on top of the neck. This groove is locked in at the edge here so that it blocks the low E string. And then I bar my A major here, 2nd fret, D, G, and B string. And high E string again is blocked by my index finger as well. And then I go back and forth between 3 different things. This is the A chord. This is kind of like the released A chord, but I stay in position, which gives me like dead notes except for the A string. This is open. And then an A sus, which I get by placing my ring finger on the 3rd fret plus that bar here. So these 3, the chord, A chord, dead notes, release the pressure, and that A sus. And I start by playing the A string. And then I finished that with playing that low G here again, and I bend it down and I cut that bend off by playing the low E string again, which brings us back to the beginning and the loop starts over again. I gotta go now. My family, they're all sick. They need my help. You have a nice piece of music now based on a 1 flat 3 4 chord progression, all major chords, all downstrokes, and you'll see it's so nice to play. It's kind of like sucks you in. That loop won't let you go. Download the tabs down below for free. Have fun with it, and I'll see you in the next lesson.